Welcome to the Weekly Recap. I'm Laura Light. Missouri's only living Medal of Honor recipient, retired Colonel Donald Doc Ballard, spoke at a commemoration ceremony for the Vietnam War's 50th anniversary on September 5th at Fort Leonard Wood. The traveling Vietnam Memorial and a special tribute to the men and women who served in the U.S. Armed Forces from 1965 to 1975 were also part of the ceremony.
On the 50th anniversary, it's appropriate for us to reflect back and be serious about the people's names that's on that wall. There is no greater love. I've got my friends on that wall, and there is no greater love. I can't bear myself to go up and look at that wall. Every time I do, I don't look good, crying. But in my own heart and mind, I appreciate what they've done for me. I came here to represent something bigger than life, and that's exactly what this medal represents, is something bigger than life. It is not my medal. I was issued it to reflect back and to remember the guys that didn't come home. This is your medal too. All Vietnam guys, all military people. This is our award.
More than 25 people had to be evacuated from a small business complex in Cuba on August 28th for a 4-alarm fire. Cuba Fire Chief Mike Plank said around 15 fire departments responded with about 75 firefighters on the scene. The fire is believed to have started in the attic near Timmy Tom's Pizza. While the fire remains under investigation, fire officials think it was electrical in nature. No one was hurt in the fire. Of the 10 businesses in the complex, at least 7 of them are a total loss. An update to a story we brought you last week. The Missouri Board of Probation and Parole has denied the release of John Martin from state prison. Martin is serving life sentences after being convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder in 1974. He will not go before the board again for another 5 years. Dixon's former mayor, Jeffrey Clark, has been charged in Pulaski County Circuit Court with a Class C misdemeanor. Clark is accused of assaulting the son of a Dixon alderman candidate on July 29th. Clark faces a charge of third-degree assault. A plea has not yet been entered in the case. Clark served as Dixon's mayor until April 2015. Rolla's first-ever walk to end Alzheimer's surpassed all expectations, with more than 200 walkers raising $25,000. Rolla's very own Sandra Ford was the top individual fundraiser, raising $3,000. Ford walked with a team named after her late husband, Hugh Ford, who passed away 5 years ago after a decade-long battle with the disease. Members of the Lambda Chi Alpha fraternity asked for signatures to encourage U.S. Senators Claire McCaskill and Roy Blunt to make Alzheimer's disease research a priority at the National Institutes of Health. Now with more local news, here's Matt Wacker.
2 Newburgh High School students are being credited for saving the life of a 24-year-old man who was struck by a train in Phelps County last month. Corey Smart spent most of August 29th on a float trip down Little Piney Creek. After hours of reported heavy drinking, Smart hiked a trail not far from the river, eventually passing out with his legs draped over the tracks. They were severed by a GE locomotive near the BNSF crossing in Arlington. Upon hearing his plea for help, Newburgh seniors Chris McDonald and Preston Ternasky came to Smart's aid. McDonald had just finished basic at Fort Leonard Wood and used his Army training to apply a tourniquet. Smart was later transported by air to University Hospital in Columbia. He is now learning to walk on his new prosthetic legs. The Army plans to honor Chris McDonald with their highest non-combat award. A Sullivan man was not as fortunate as Corey Smart. 38-year-old Austin Loden lost his life on September 3rd after he was struck by a BNSF train headed eastbound. Loden had purchased clothing and some puzzles at the Merrimack Community Mission just moments before the accident. No further details are available at this time. Law enforcement officials say a man died after falling off a bridge on Interstate 44 near Jerome because he was seeking assistance with a stalled vehicle. 63-year-old Jonathan Ray Conrad died after falling off the Trooper Mike L. Newton Memorial Bridge in western Phelps County on September 5th. According to Sergeant Cody Fulkerson, the Highway Patrol learned of a stalled RV blocking eastbound lanes of I-44 near mile marker 174 around 10 p.m. At that same time, a trooper was already investigating a crash on the other side of the interstate. It is believed that Conrad thought he was simply crossing a median to seek help from that trooper. Instead, he fell to the Little Piney below. Fulkerson said there is an approximate 100-foot drop from the center of the bridge. He was unsure if Conrad fell from the center or near one of the ends. A culture taken from a hospitalized Rolla Middle School student has returned with a confirmation of meningitis. Phelps County Health Department Administrator Jody Waltman said she learned of the confirmation on September 4th, 3 days after the sixth grader was taken to St. Louis Children's Hospital. The student is still sick, but doing better. Information about the incident was sent to parents via the school messenger notification service on September 3rd. A letter from Waltman was also given to parents. Rolla Superintendent Dr. Aaron Zales said school officials are working with Waltman, the Missouri Department of Health, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the Rolla School District's nursing department to identify and contact those at highest risk. The Highway 5 Trophy. This is what it was all about last Friday night during the Ozark Conference Game of the Week. Stout defense, along with this 77-yard touchdown pass to Jack Earhart, helped Lebanon claim the prize over rival Camdenton. Lebanon improved to 3-0 on the season. The Ozark Conference Game of the Week returns in 2 weeks with the Waynesville Tigers visiting the Rolla Bulldogs. And from all of us here at Fidelity Local 6, I'm Matt Wacker. Thanks for watching the Weekly Recap.